Welcome back to Moments with Pa. All right, I want to continue our study on wisdom by looking at the book of Proverbs. Now, Proverbs is quite interesting and quite wise. It's full of wisdom. And I'm just going to start off with the first chapter. First chapter, and I'm going to start with verse 1 because the beginning of Proverbs describes what Proverbs is all about. So let's study and see what Proverbs is all about. Verse 1. These are the Proverbs of Solomon, David's son, king of Israel. So, definition of Proverbs. And wise sayings is what it's all about. Wise sayings and short sayings, easy to understand. They don't go into great detail and usually tell brief stories. So they kind of say it in all kinds of different ways. So let's look at the verse, starting with verse 2. It gives a purpose. I think it's one of the Bible verses or chapters that tells you the purpose of the whole book, right in the scripture itself. So verse 2 says, their purpose is to teach people wisdom and discipline. Well, two things that I don't know about you, but I need wisdom and discipline to help them understand the insights of the wise. So, according to verse 2, the purpose is teach us wisdom, teach us what discipline is all about, and give us wise insights. There's three purposes there in one verse. And then going on with verse 3, their purpose is to teach people to live disciplined and successful lives, to help them do what is right, just, and fair. So the purpose is to teach us discipline, and the purpose is to give us a successful life. And to help us to do three things. First of all, do what is right. In other words, acting according to God's standard, not to the world's standards. Number two, what is just. That's according to God's law. Is it according to God's law? And then the third one is what is fair. In other words, uprightness, fairness, moral uprightness. That's what it's all about. So it's to help us be right, just, and fair. So verse 4, these proverbs will give you insight to the simple knowledge and discernment to the young. Well, maybe the old too. Maybe all of us. So the purpose is to give us insight, give us knowledge, and give us discernment. Verse 5. Let the wise listen to these proverbs and become wiser. That's very interesting. Listen to these proverbs on being wise and become wiser. You may be wise already, but I think we can all grow and become wiser. Let those with understanding receive guidance. By exploring the meaning of these proverbs and parables, the words of the wise and their riddles. So you receive guidance by understanding and examining, exploring these words. So explore Proverbs and receive guidance for your life. And verse 7, fear the Lord. Wow. Fear of the Lord is the foundation of true knowledge. But fools despise wisdom and discipline. So Proverbs gives us wisdom and discipline. And the fear of the Lord is the foundation of that knowledge and living for Jesus. Fear, I like that word. We misunderstand the fear of the Lord. Fear of the Lord is reverence, worship, adore, to honor and admire profoundly and respectfully. That's what fearing the Lord is. And so that is a key to a lot of this wisdom, is fearing the Lord. So Let me continue on with this the next time. Wisdom is the subject, and we're going to continue on with Proverbs chapter 1. So thank you so much for watching, and may the Father and Jesus the Lord give you grace, mercy, and peace. See you next time.